Hi guys, today's video is the process of creating a custom Rainbow High doll. I've had this idea for a very long time and I think I'm ready to make it come to life. I'm very inspired by 60s and I love all the colorful clothes, accessories, the whole vibe. I've already created a doll in that aesthetic and I can link the video for you to watch if you're interested. But this one is going to be a different color scheme and I'm so excited. The star of today's video is Delilah Fields. She's getting a face up. I'm possibly going to enhance her hair color, definitely restyle. She's getting new clothes, new accessories, and I am very excited to start this project. So I'm gonna get right to it.
And as usual, I'm going to start with washing her hair real well. I'm not going to apply any conditioner at this time. I'm just going to give the hair a good brush with a pet brush. Next step is dyeing her hair. I use 1 teaspoon of Rit Dye golden yellow and then I mix it in and boil the water. I dip doll hair in it for 20 seconds, then cold rinse and repeat. After that, she is ready for hair conditioning. I leave conditioner in her hair for about 5 minutes and then give hair a brush again with the pet brush that acts like a detangler. Before I lay her flat to dry, I am going to dip her head in hot water so that I can soften the head and take the eyes out and get the makeup off. I take a couple of cotton discs and nail polish remover and then I remove her makeup. And the lips is the hardest part, so I use a little paintbrush to get in all the crevices. Now it's time to put the eyes back in. Make sure the head is super soft, and if you have to, after you put in the first eye, warm it up again so you have an easier time putting that second eye in. As you can see, the eye doesn't go in perfectly, so you have to do a lot of adjustments after you put the eye in. Now it's time to spray her with Mr. Super Clear. I covered her eyes with masking tape and her hair with a cloth. And here I'm starting to give her her face up. I started with some blush and then I'm going to go for a full-on 60s makeup with obnoxious bottom lashes and some white under her eyes and obnoxious color for her eyeshadow and for the under her eyes. Her lips are probably going to be something like carrot color. That's also very typical for the 60s makeup. And her eyebrows are just going to be neutral. Of course, her baby hairs need to match her new hair color, so this is what I'm doing in this part of the video. Then I put some glossy varnish on her lips so they look natural. And here you can witness the mistake that I made. I did not draw her eyebrows on, thinking it was finished, so I took off the masking tape and attached her new lashes. And later I had to cover up her face up and then draw some eyebrows on and seal it again. Sadly, I didn't record drawing the eyebrows on after my mistake, so we're gonna move on to making her outfit now. And I started with making a felt beret for this lady. I have already shown how to make a beret in my other video about Georgia Bloom. I already have the pattern, so I am just transferring the pattern onto the fabric and then I'm cutting it out. You can watch how to make it more in depth in my video about Georgia Bloom. I will attach it here and in the description. So I have attached the smallest piece to the bottom piece of the beret face together, and then I'm gonna make a seam there to then turn it inside out. As you can see, before I turn it inside out, I cut out the hole for the head, and then once I turn it inside out, I make another seam to keep it in the shape that I want. Next, I put the top and bottom part of the beret face together and make a seam. Then cut off the excess fabric and turn it inside out, and then beret is ready. And you can attach a pom-pom if you would like, or leave it as is. And next for the dress, I have this beautiful fabric, and I already have a pattern from one of my other custom dolls. You can watch the video, I will attach it up on the screen and also down in the description below. And then I just trace that pattern onto the fabric, and I am going to cut it out afterward. And don't forget about seam allowance. I leave seam allowance generously. Also, I tend to, when I transfer the pattern onto the fabric, tend to leave a little bit more room for mistake because you don't want there not to be enough of fabric. After I cut it out, I start hemming. I hem the sleeves and the bottom of the dress. Next, I attach the neck piece so that the neckline looks really nice. And it's the same as with the beret. Once I attached it, I also made a little seam to hold it in the right place. Next step is to sew the sides together, and I also made some prep work for attaching Velcro. After that, I attach the Velcro and the dress is ready. So I move on to styling the doll's hair. Any styling is always beginning with a good brushing of the hair. First thing I'm gonna do is straighten her hair with the flattening iron on the medium setting. I already said, us girls, if the hair is straight, we need to curl it. If the hair is curly, we need to straighten it. Now her hair looks straight and shiny. I do need to give her a little trim because the ends are not so good looking. Next, I separate 2 strands around her face. I like to do that for a lot of my dolls. And then I'm going to make a little part in the middle, which is problematic because she doesn't have a part made by the factory. My next step is to put her hair in 2 low ponytails. Now I'm gonna put some gel in her hair and curl those 2 strands around her face. Because of how slick her hair is and her hairstyle, Beret was actually sliding off of her head. So I'm gonna put it on and then I'm gonna keep it in place by putting a little pin in her head. Used some acrylic paint to give her a manicure to match her clothes. And of course she needed a necklace to match her flower pattern on her dress. I painted with acrylic paint and then I sealed it with some varnish. And here's her finished look. What do you think? I did add some cute little pearl earrings for her. I hope you enjoyed following along. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.